you happy that the men's final is Monday and that you may get that extra day of rest?
I mean, for me, I guess at the end of the day, it wouldn't have mattered that much. But out of fairness to the bottom half of the draw, I think it's definitely the right thing to do. And like what I mentioned out on court, the problem lies elsewhere. Though this is the 4th year in a row. I think we're playing Monday final, and might as well just make it a Monday final, right? or you have to change up a few things. I think the 3 early first rounds is not working, and then the Super Saturday I just think is not feasible in all the other Grand Slams. You do not really have that competitive advantage over another player, which I don't think should be the case here. And I'm sure that there's been many finals played here where one player had a huge advantage, and I don't think that should be happening before such a huge match here in the finals. So I think that's where it was a good decision to make it a Monday finals again, but without the roof, I just don't think Saturday, Sunday is feasible any longer at this point.
Roger, the McEnroes were saying on the air that during the semi against Djokovic last year, maybe it crept into your mind that if you had won, you would have had to turn around and play Rafa the next day, back-to-back days. Is that true, and how much does the prospect of a Monday final, take that weight off you going into the semis?
Well, like I said, it's good. It's better for sure for my match now with Novak, for both of us, for that matter. Just be able to go out there and play that match instead of thinking of something else. Look, at the same time, I have to fly down to Australia on Tuesday, whatever, to get there Thursday to play Friday. So is that good? No, it's not good for anybody who has to play the following week to play Monday. So it's just something which the tournament and everybody's trying to come up with to at least make it somewhat fair, for someone. It's a very difficult situation at this point, but like I mentioned before, the problem lies elsewhere, and it is true that I did think of the Rafa final and the prospect to, trying to get there without maybe losing too much energy, and maybe that's one of the reasons I was not able to stay tougher in 2 of the sets I lost, actually. Still should have won the match maybe, but it's just it's a tough prospect, you never have it that we have to play back-to-back best of 5 set matches, and only here before a final of the US Open. It's just somehow doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me.
Roger, what are your thoughts about the discussions the last 36 hours of the players organizing, perhaps forming a body to have more of a say in the government of slams, etc.?
Well, look, I'm obviously the president of the player council, and we work very well together, and we always, we are always very aware that there is the tournaments and the players, and we try to make it the best for all of us. And we know that we pull a little thing over here, then something moves over there, but we try to be as friendly together as we can. With the Grand Slam, is a whole different story. It's they're much further away. We have much less leverage, and I find sometimes they abuse that situation just a tiny bit. The French Open was something we were not happy about, that they started Sunday. They did. Here they have a Saturday, Sunday final. The players are not happy, but we're doing it. So we have not much say in Grand Slam play, and that's without even talking about the revenues and all that stuff. So there's a whole lot of other issues we need to work through with the Grand Slams and the ITF, but look, nobody hopes for rain, but unfortunately in these times there's a whole lot of other issues that come up and about, and the press, has a frenzy over it. And I was happy to see that the players, spoke, and said something together, and that they showed that they were not happy, but in some ways I always hope it doesn't have to go there, especially during a Grand Slam, that we can resolve issues like this on the side. But unfortunately, then it has to happen at times that we do come together and speak as a big voice, all the players together. And that's why actually me and Rafa and also Novak in the beginning, took an active role in the player council, because I said it's enough of those things that we find out later, and we should play an active role. If we don't want to complain, we should have to take an active role. And that's why Rafa and myself, we're where we are in the player council and at least working through the issues with the ATP. But then, like I said, there's the whole ITF Grand Slam issues, which is a tough battle to battle, and we just hope that they understand the issues, and the protection of the players are very important, and whatever that means, I think it's very important that we do get to a table and speak, which never actually happens.
Roger, there's been a lot of talk about the needs of the players in the last few days, but there was an article in the Times, I think 2 days ago, that the gold badge umpires make $250 a day. And I know Rafa was quite upset yesterday with the decisions of the umpires to bring him out on court. But what do you think of that number?
Well, I mean, I don't know if those are real numbers and what. You're just telling me this right now. I mean, isn't this the same in soccer? I mean, they're not all of them 100% professionals out there, but I think they're doing a good job. I think Hawkeye's protected them to a degree as well, and I don't think we have a huge umpire issue. I really think they're very good, and I know we have a lot of courts, and usually the smaller the court, the less experienced the umpire is, and also the same thing with the lines people. But I mean, look, you got to cover tons of courts here, and you're going to always get the occasional bad call. You just hope that the referees and the umpires have it under control to the best possible way. What I like about tennis is that actually the umpire doesn't have all the power, like maybe in soccer where you feel, okay, here's a penalty, maybe here's a red card. It doesn't have such an impact in tennis, so I don't think it's an issue in tennis.